Good morning, boxers. This is Coach Jay with Imperium Boxing. I want to come to you this morning with a topic that's kind of been on my mind a few times. It's come up, over the last couple of weeks, enough for me to kind of take notice of it. And I'm getting interest for folks who, want to join my gym. The topic is mitt work. What do I mean by discussing mitt work? Am I getting ready to talk about some cool combinations? No, I'm not. It's more of what the mitts are used for, why we use mitts, what's the purpose of mitts, and how they're really just a tool among many to sort of hone a boxer's skills. Those who understand boxing have trained a lot. It's not so much them, it's the new guys that come in, probably on Instagram or YouTube, and they see these coaches are working the mitts with these fighters, and they're popping out combos and pivoting and rolling under and popping out more, and it looks really good and it's flashy. And that's some of the thing that mitt work has turned into, is this extravaganza, this event in and of itself. It's almost like these guys go to the gym to train just to get good to work on the mitts, and really it's all unrealistic. Mitt work, or the mitts, they're called focus mitts for a reason. You focus on things. You focus on maybe snapping that jab out and bringing that jab back, because you're training your coach, your trainer, he has them and he's going to throw that right hand if you don't bring your jab back. He may let you get under a hook so you can come back and fire off combinations and roll. It's all sequence oriented. It's very, I don't want to use the word unrealistic. It does build a false sense of security, much like the heavy bag. If you don't have somebody watching you, working with you along the way, you will develop bad habits because there's no consequences to your actions. You hitting the heavy bag, that's a false sense of security. Before you know it, you're going to drop your hands because you're just waiting to turn over punches. When really, in reality, you need to be keeping these hands up and maybe shortening those punches up. You sacrifice a little bit of power in a fight so you can deliver your punches quicker and straighter. Loading up those big, beautiful hooks on that heavy bagger is not realistic in a fight. That's why we teach you, or your coaches teach you ways to maximize your power in a shorter delivery, right? So back to mitt work. I find myself having to deprogram guys who come in and want to join my gym. The purpose of coming to a gym is not to look good on mitts. Now, if you want to just burn cardio, I couldn't think of a better way, a funner way actually, to burn through cardio than you do in mitt work. However, if you're training fighters, right, and you're training to get in the ring, you're training to spar, especially if you're a new fighter, the object is not to come in there and look good on the mitts. The object is to use the mitts so that when you spar, you're sparring, you can start trying to implement some of the things you and your coach have been working on in a sparring contest. Instagram and some of these flashy accounts, it's almost like a sales tool. You get these personal trainers, which they're mainly fitness trainers. I'm sure they have a boxing background, because there is some skill there. I'm not saying that these folks aren't, don't know what they're doing. It's creating this false advertisement. And what bothers me the most about this is the amount of work it goes into developing that awesome sequence of events, a sequence of punches. Think of how much time could have been spent on simple footwork drills, right? Using head movement out of those combinations so you don't get hit. The fundamentals that make him a better fighter. You don't need all that flashy stuff. I mean, you look at people like Larry Holmes, man, he made a living off of 1-2, good footwork, in and out, understood distance, firing that jab out. I see some of these guys on Instagram, like they're reinventing new ways to slip a jab. I saw one where a guy was slipping in, he was stepping inside and doing this crazy hook jab around the jab and fighting and jumping out and doing something crazy with it. It's not ever going to happen. You should never teach it. That's not how it's taught. I couldn't think of a worse way to teach somebody that. Just because it looks clever on Instagram, that all of a sudden this guy's got this new secret to boxing that's yet to be discovered, and only he knows the keys to this, and he's going to teach you this new way to slip a jab. It's garbage. Mitt work. Understand what it's for, the difference in flashy mitt work for likes and reshares versus mitt work that's done in the shadows, that's done in private, that's done with your coach in your ear, He don't like that jab. He'll tell you he doesn't like that jab. Why aren't you doubling it up? Doom, doom.
1, 2. Bring it back. Bring it back. There you go. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2.
That's mitt work, okay? It's not throwing 4-inch punches and your coach is making your hands look faster by snapping those punches for you. He's creating this. That's focus mitt work. That's a guy watching you and dissecting everything you do. This is what we're doing. Your feet aren't right. Feet are too close. Feet are too far apart. Hey, you're cocking that right instead of just letting it go. Every time you throw the jab, I see a little bit of movement and you're dropping it. But what I don't do is throw 25 punch sequences and do all these crazy movements, and it's pointless. We could be using that for other time. We could be using that to develop other things about. I think most people who are training guys do mitt work like that. Don't come into a boxing gym, a legitimate boxing gym, and expect your coach to do that with you. He's got better things to do. He's got other things to do that he would rather spend, 2 hours a week with you or 3 hours a week with you over a span of a month that makes you a better fighter versus 3 hours a week over a span of a month so he can make a 5-minute or a 2-minute clip of you hitting the mitt so he can post it on Instagram. I just can't think of a worse way to spend your time. Different agendas. Some of these guys, this is how they make their living. They want to do personal training and they want to show the world how good they are on the mitt. That's just not something that I think is useful. So if you disagree or agree, drop in the comments section. If you just like this content, please like and share, or like and subscribe. And again, Coach Jay at Imperium Boxing. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.